Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, next question. What can others on the spectrum, or actually what can neurotypicals learn from your site?
Can I go?
Absolutely.
One of the biggest thing that, like the biggest surprise to me about Wrong Planet, the biggest like surprise use of it is that parents, will go on the website just so they can read other autistic people's comments and interact with them, because they say, and this is something that I see a lot, they say that it gives them a view into their children's mind. It allows them to hear something that their children may have never expressed to them, but another child did, and it makes sense in the context, And it's really powerful that they're neurotypical, and that means, doesn't have autism. You probably know this, you guys are pretty well versed in this stuff, but it's just amazing that the level of, I guess I should use, understanding between these largely different groups of people, the helpfulness of an autistic person, a parent comes and asks a question and they're not like, well, you're a parent, I don't want to talk to you. They're like, well, when I was a kid, blah, 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 or what really, they give their own experience, and the parents really love that. And that was surprising to me, because when I was 17, I wasn't thinking that like people like my mom or dad would go on, the internet to my website, Well, I mean, they did because it was my website, but I didn't think other parents would go to something like that. But we've got an incredibly large community of parents. And some of those parents, although I'd say the majority don't, but some of those parents actually have Asperger's themselves. And there's a parents forum where, people share things and about how, ideas. And I think people are really open. Someone will say something, this worked with my child, or am I getting off the topic? Could you redirect me or something?
I think you're doing okay.
Oh,
I think
really?
It's interesting.
Well, now I'm not, because I just lost my train of thought.
Okay, so you're talking about how parents have come and asked questions.
Yeah.
Do you find just neurotypicals coming across just because the autism spectrum's been in the media so much? Or are people coming across looking to try to figure out what this community is about?
Definitely. I would say that there's also people who don't even know anyone with autism who are just on there to figure out what it is. And I like the fact that, something that I created, as a positive force, is the first thing that a lot of people find. I think that's really helpful. One person's like, I'm glad I found your website, because I would have been, depressed and stuff about, all this scary stuff about autism if I hadn't found it, because you have, a really unique perspective, because it's not like anti-neurotypical, but it's also not anti-self-improvement or parents, it's a supportive environment. And people really, I think people can recognize something that's authentic like that, And I just hope that, more people in the future will get, a sort of a message of understanding with, help from everyone else.
All right. Thank you. Nice job. Jason or Sandy, you want to talk about how your websites, how others on the spectrum or neurotypicals learn from your site? Either of you want to tackle that one?
Okay, sure. Most people, they learn a lot from my website. I think one of the more things they learn is that someone on the spectrum can succeed in a career, and they can do something that is mainstream and not like and not just an ordinary job, and it takes time, and but eventually they could do it. And another thing, and that's where I think, and also how to communicate better.
What I'm hearing from you guys, which I think is really powerful, is the community at large, teachers, people unfamiliar, there's this kind of mythology about autism that you don't have feelings and that you don't understand other people's perspectives. But through your blogging, it seems that that's a great avenue for really reflecting to the public how deeply emotional you are and how you have great reactions to the world around you when they're misunderstanding you. Is that something that you're able to educate or talk to people about?
Yeah, because we do have feelings and we have emotions and we can, we get happy, we get sad, we get mad, we get angry, and typically I don't like to talk about on my blog when I get angry, but sometimes it's good to just show at least some stuff that goes on to show the world that, hey, we're people too.
That's right. Are you, do people at your work environment, are they reading your blog?
I have no idea.
Not sure, okay.
I never said anything to them.
Oh, you haven't told them about that?
But they film me at work, so probably they have.
Yeah, they probably saw you on TV, huh?
Yeah.
No? Oh.
But a lot of the times, it takes a lot of courage.
It does take courage
Yeah.
to post your thoughts and feelings,
Mm-hmm.
but it sounds like it's been rewarded in ways beyond your imagination.
Yeah, it's opened up a lot of doors.
Yeah. I think it takes courage to stand
Mm-hmm.
up. I think it takes courage to sit here today and talk. And
Oh yeah, definitely.
yeah, it's very
And it
cool.
feels good.
It does feel good.
Yeah.
Are we getting to make like a short closing remark
Right.
before we go?
I'm sorry?
Are we gonna get to like say like one like sentence before we go, like everyone? Because I don't like to like end it.
Well,
like,
Alex, do you think we should have that kind of flexibility as neurotypicals? But we're not really done
maybe.
yet. We are going to wrap up shortly, but did you want to add to that, Sandy?
Well, I guess a lot of my friends or coworkers have known me as the person in a group or a meeting, as the person who, like, when we're having a group discussion, I'm the person who just kind of says, all right, enough BS. You need to like come to a decision. You need to like move forward. I'm getting tired of waiting. You know, do something practical, please. So I guess what people can take from my blog are the really practical things. Like like I say with auditory processing, like I say, you can use closed captioning. You can please use text. Please do not keep calling. I actually do hate the phone. Please use classroom accommodations. Because I don't like to just keep discussing theoretical things that get a person nowhere. So I would say that either someone on the spectrum or a neurotypical can learn very practical things from my site.